And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all feeling well. As you can see, I'm not in my normal studio. I'm actually in Utah, of all places, literally just a few hours after everything happened yesterday with Charlie Kirk and the shooting and all the horrendous stuff that we heard and saw and so on and so forth. I was already scheduled to literally fly into Salt Lake City just 2 hours after. I went to the airport about an hour after it all happened to film a show for Unified TV. So I'm here for the next few days. And I'm coming on live right now because this is just a very sad time. And I want to share my thoughts. And of course, the name of this live stream is the Charlie Kirk assassination, which I can't even believe I'm saying. He's like 2 or 3 years older than me. And of course, an important message to humanity because I started seeing certain things that I wanted to do my part and my best to be able to stop before they continue moving forward to ensure people don't move into a state of fear and on the other side, a state of hatred. So before I continue, I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see me because this is not my usual spot. It's not my usual setup. So again, just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see me. And I will continue and officially start the topic of this live stream. All righty. So yesterday was a very, very sad day. And it's not just because somebody was killed, which is already a really big thing. It's because of all the surrounding circumstances and issues leading up to that and the conditions set forth that caused for what to happen or what happened to happen. Charlie was 31 years old. He was going to turn 32 next month. I'm 28 years old, just to put that into perspective. He was not a person that anybody ever thought would need Secret Service level security with monitoring snipers on a roof. He was a young guy that was very ambitious, that was very good at what he did. And I don't care if you agree with him or don't agree with him. That's not the point of what we're talking about here. Because if you just kill people you don't agree with, what kind of world does that set for us, for our children, for our grandchildren? What happened yesterday, I have my thoughts on. And I'm not here to show videos and talk about conspiracy theories, all the people speaking about how did his ring move from here to here. And those things don't matter. What matters is that an innocent 31-year-old man with a wife who got married 4 years ago and two very, very young kids was murdered, not just in front of all of us, but in front of his wife and kids. That's extremely evil. And yet we got to ask ourselves, why do it in such a public place? Right? If you are already somebody that wants to get rid of somebody like that, shooting somebody has a lot of risk associated with it. You need to set up and not get caught. You need to be there and not get caught. You need to shoot and not get caught. And then you need to escape and not get caught. There are much easier ways to get rid of somebody if you really want to get rid of them. And for that reason, it leads me to wonder, was this really about killing a man? Or was it about sending a message to the world? And I think it was the second. You see, right now, if you look at the news, and I don't watch the news, but yesterday I watched it all day and all night. I couldn't sleep. What's going on? Both intentionally and unintentionally, look at the reflection of our consciousness. It's all about the Democrats are bad, or the Republicans are crazy, or this party and that party, and it's so stupid. It used to be about religion. Now it's about political stance. And that's exactly what the true individuals behind this want us to do. They want the Democrats and the Republicans to fight. They want them to scream at each other. And I say them because I'm neither. I'm a human being. It's called divide and conquer. That's how you control. And I know everybody's waiting to see who's going to find this gunman, who's going to find the killer, and let's bring him to justice. You really think he's the problem? By all means, bring him to justice. I'm all in for that to the highest possible degree. But you do understand somebody's behind him. And it's not one person. It's a group of people. The same group of people that are behind everything else that occurs in this domain, in this world. You needed to pull a lot of strings. Somebody did. To get what they got done yesterday and still be on the loose. It's a sad time because it makes people who do the work that I do, or at least this is what they want us to be scared. And I'm not going to lie to you. There was a moment yesterday where I saw that and I said, what is more worth it? Spending time with my family and being safe for them, or risking it all? And whatever happens, happens. And I've always told you where I stand. And yesterday I did doubt it. And then I remembered divide and conquer. I remembered the fact that there are certain people that need to put us into a state of fear in order to control us, and we can't let that happen. The world is different after yesterday. America is different after yesterday. You really think anybody thinks that they can just go and debate anymore? All of those things change. The way that conversations are going to be had will change. The arenas that they're done in will change, most likely indoor. My message today is not about a person. It's not about a group. It's not about a political side, because all of those things are way too zoomed in. That's not what matters. What matters is that we don't allow ourselves to be divided so we cannot be conquered. And yesterday, I saw the exact opposite. Honestly, that's what made me really sad. Seeing him killed in the way that he was killed was a message. I believe that man would have been, at some point, the next president of the United States. Smart man. Again, I don't care if you agree or disagree. But the fact that there were people celebrating that, it's so sick in the head. I looked at it and I'm like, how did we get to this point? How did we get to a point where a 31-year-old kid, because that's really what he is, a 31-year-old kid who has two children, a father, a husband, an amazing speaker, is murdered in broad daylight in front of his wife and kids and in front of 3,000 other people, and people are celebrating. Not just online, where it's easier for some people to do that because there's a distance between them and the situation. There were people celebrating there. Do you know what sick and twisted and demented type of human being you need to be to see blood squirting out of somebody's neck where they're dying in front of their own family and you are celebrating. That is Hitler level dementedness. I find it so interesting that the people called him that act like the very people that they're calling him by. Now, what can we learn from all of this? What can we do moving forward? He's dead. That's where we're at right now. Now we have a choice. How can we take this experience as a test to uplift ourselves in his honor and many other people's honors? Or are we just going to let it bring us down further? This is a test. This is a massive test. Because I know that many of you didn't even know who Charlie was before yesterday. And yet you felt this thing in your heart of pure sadness. This entire country, many people around the world, but specifically, this entire country felt that. It was a wave around the entire country. You put any news channel on. What'd you see? At any time. What'd you see? It's still going on right now. This is a test. And in times of being tested, we get to look ourselves in the mirror. And we get to see, who are we really? Not who we tell ourselves we are. Who are we really? Are we people that encourage murder? Especially in such a way? Tell me somebody's coming at you and they're, going to kill your children, no problem. Do what you got to do. I'm all in for that one. But a man that's having a dialogue that some people don't agree with because he likes abortion and somebody else doesn't. By the way, full disclosure, I'm not a supporter of abortion. I'm not a supporter of any of it. I don't even know why governments speak about abortion. You're your own human being. God bless you. Do whatever you want and get out of my face. If you want to do it, great. If you don't want to do it, don't. You'll deal with the consequences either way. That's not my business. Now, that was his view. That's fine. I didn't agree with that. I agreed with many other things he said. Cool. So we disagree. Excuse my language, but who gives a shit? I'll tell you what the problem is here. The problem is people identify with their beliefs. That means their beliefs become a part of their identity. This is how the ego works. This is the dark side of the ego. Now, hear me when I say this very clearly. When it comes to identifying with your beliefs, if you identify with a belief, you make that belief a part of your identity, and somebody comes and tells you you're wrong, it's not just this idea that they're attacking. You're going to feel like they're attacking you. The people that hate him so much are people who are identified with their beliefs and feel attacked when he says, I disagree, you're wrong, and here's why. Imagine a world where we can just sit here and say, okay, you think one thing, I think another thing, even if I'm strong about it and I say, here are the facts. Look at the facts. Part of my job, I do this all the time. Here are the facts. And okay, so the person can't see it. Big deal. What are you going to kill him for it? What are you going to hate him for it? Who cares? But you kill a man in front of his mother and children, thousands and millions of people to see. It's a disgusting world. But it doesn't need to be. That's the key over here. It doesn't need to be this way. It could be so different. And it's not about if you're Democrats or Republicans. I'll tell you one thing. If you ever take one group and put them all under one umbrella, you are the problem. I don't care what side you're doing it with. You are the problem. Imagine going to all Muslims and saying they're all terrorists. That would be dumb. There are very, 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 very good Muslims out there, and there are some rotten apples in the bunch. Same thing with Jews, very good Jews out there, and some rotten apples in the bunch. Same thing with blacks, same thing with Christians, same things with everything. So why are we putting people under a bucket, under an umbrella? We have lost the ability as human beings, for the most part, to filter. Because even people who are bad, that doesn't mean they're incapable of love. It just means they're completely traumatized and psychopathic individuals. It's not to justify their actions, but to just say this person is a Jew and he's bad, so Jews are bad. That's stupid. Or this person is a Muslim and he's a terrorist, so they're all bad. That's stupid. And we've been doing this for decades and decades and decades. Look, during COVID, Chinese people were scared because people were doing bad things to them because of what happened in China. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Or every time there's a war in the Middle East with Israel and a country, Jews have to be careful because everybody wants to kill them now. Or 9/11, Muslims did what they did. By the way, that's not the true story, but let's go with that true story. Suddenly, all Muslims were scared in America because people wanted to kill them. Do you see the pattern? It's not good. It's not good. We're focusing on our differences instead of focusing on what brings us together. We are all human beings. And in case you didn't see the video, if you did, you'll know that we all bleed red. I don't care if you're a transgender man, woman, dolphin. I have no idea how those things work. I really don't care. It's none of my business. Everybody can be entitled to their opinion, and that goes both ways. If you want to dress up in a mini skirt as a man with 12-inch heels that look like a cheetah, God bless you. You want to call yourself a woman, a dinosaur, a cat, a dog, God bless you. But why do I have to do the same? That's all he said. That's it. We need to take this as a test, as a reflection in the freaking mirror, because this is ridiculous. Even the people that were so happy that, wow, this is what happened, which is sick in the head. I mean, really. I don't even know what to say to those types of people. They have mental illnesses. People that celebrate a death in such a way, a murder in such a way. But guess what? Karma's real. And I'll tell you one thing, as angry as I was at seeing some of those people celebrating on Instagram and TikTok, yay, he died. Horrible. There was a piece of me outside of the anger that looked at them. And I said, wow, I feel so bad for those people. They're such poor people. Forget about the bad words of despicable and disgusting and pathetic. No, no. I feel bad for them. The fact that somebody is sitting there and celebrating such a thing while calling themselves cats, dogs, men, women, God knows what they're doing, with hair in a color I've never seen before. God bless you if you're one of those people. But that's how you're acting? That's very sad. That's very, very, very sad. And then there were other people that found it disgusting. And guess what? They didn't want to speak out because they were afraid to lose followers. Give me a goddamn break. Unsubscribe from my channel if you don't like what I'm saying, and do it right now. Leave this live stream if you don't like what I'm saying, because I don't want you here. People have become spineless. They've become weak. You can't call yourself a leader if you only say what you think other people want to hear. You're weak if that's what you do. You have no respect for yourself if that's what you do. If you're going to sit here and you're going to do the work to build a following, and you're going to misrepresent yourself to that following because you want to appeal to them, delete every social media channel you've ever built. You don't deserve to have one. Now, if you really feel aligned with something and you speak about it, even if I don't agree with you and I think you're disgusting, at least I respect you for speaking your opinion. But now we got these people in the middle that are afraid to say certain things because what are people going to say? And are 1,000 people going to unfollow me? Unfollow me. Who cares? It's called a detox. You know, I'm on day 25 of my fast. I haven't eaten food in 25 days. And let me tell you something. I am letting go of so much garbage. And what I'm doing right now is a piece of that as well. Be authentic. Be real. If people don't like you for it, you're not around the right people. And you're going to be a miserable human being for the rest of your life. Because here's what it looks like energetically. If you're at this frequency and your following is at this frequency, higher or lower, it doesn't matter. I'm just giving different frequencies. And every single time you speak, you know that if you speak in this frequency, you're going to lose these people. So what you do instead is lower yourself to speak here or not speak at all. You lower yourself. And you will be a miserable, miserable, miserable human being. But here's what the other side looks like. If you're here and your following is here, that means you're no longer in resonance with them. So guess what happens when you speak here? You're going to lose these guys, but you're going to gain these guys. People are afraid, they have no faith. We've lost faith in this world. That's something that Charlie had. I'm sure he still has wherever he is. Faith. Being pure. Being real. Being authentic. Being original. Being you. Who cares if somebody doesn't like it? In my life, there are people that love me and there are people that hate me. Who cares? And if you do care, look at yourself in the mirror and ask why you're here as a human being. Whether you have a following or not doesn't matter. Because you have some people you speak to. And if you're not being original, authentic, expressing yourself in the most real way possible, well, then you're doing a disservice to the people around you. And when you understand that we're all connected, what happens when you take a drop of poison and put it in water? You don't just poison the one drop. You poison the entire bowl. And that's what's going on now. So let me be clear. I don't care what you are, what you call yourself, what your sexual orientation is, how you act with other people when it comes to that. I only care that you respect others. And just like you want to say whatever you want, whether it's transgenderism or this, I don't have anything against those people. But if you're going to call yourself a man, a woman, a cat, a dog, a dolphin, or anything in between, then you can't be upset when there's another side that doesn't. And there's no reason to be upset about that either. Everybody has the dignity of their own timeline. So long as we speak with respect, we do it with honor. Sometimes things get heated, no problem. but you bring it back to love. If we did that in our world today, this world would look a whole lot different. What do you think is going to happen when they catch the killer? It's not going to do anything. And how are you even going to know if it is the killer? The real killer is all of us that have a collective consciousness that allowed this to happen in the first place. That is what kills in the world today. That is the root of the issue. Not a person that decided to go crazy, get on a roof and shoot somebody. If we want to change things from the root of it all, we need to deal with it from the root of it all. And not to get philosophical here, but that is consciousness. That is how you perceive the world, is how the world will literally respond to you. We need to get out of this. And if we don't, fine. More people are going to get hurt. And the world is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse until we wake up and decide to take action to make it better, because no politician will do that for us. No leader will do that for us. A leader can only facilitate the way by inspiring the masses. The masses must take action to truly see change. Period. Do not let them divide us. And when I say us, I'm not excluding anybody from that group. So if you happen to be a straight person or even a gay person, and you see a transgender person, don't make fun of them. Don't bother them. Treat them as a human being. And vice versa. If you happen to be a transgender person, or I don't even know the names because I'll tell you the truth, I really don't care. Whatever you are, whatever you identify with, respect the others as well. And if we can do that, then what war will be had in this world? Because war is always fought over ideologies that people identify with. Do I think we're moving towards another civil war? Sorry, but I think we're already in one. You know, people hear the word war. I'm sorry. People hear the word war, and they think it's all about, this army versus this army and killing each other. No, we're in 2025. War is different. War has multiple different layers now. It starts with the people that want war to exist because that's how they control. That's one layer. How do they do that? They poison your food, they poison your water, they poison your mind, they numb you down, they dumb you down, and you don't know the difference between right and left. You start saying stupid stuff, and you think it makes sense. It doesn't. We're poisoned. The next layer is the people. So the people that wanted war need to separate people into two different groups or more. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. Look at exactly what's happening with two parties in America. It's stupid. Democrat, Republican, 50-50 or 51-49. What kind of nonsense is that? That's the opposite of unity. And yes, this was, in my opinion, a professional hitman. Nobody shoots 200 yards away at such precision accuracy. But if he was such a professional hitman, that means he was hired. That's the killer. Who paid for the bullet, not who shot the bullet. Who shot the bullet is not interesting to me. Who paid for the bullet is interesting to me. Now, I won't say names here, but I think it's pretty obvious. And without going deeper into that, this has been going on for a long time. I mean, look what happened recently. Whether you like Trump or not, I don't care either. But there was a bullet that almost hit him in the head. And that was very real. Two people died, a father and a son. I'm sorry, a father and a husband, maybe? Father and son. I don't remember exactly. Two people died. Where are people talking about that? Who paid for that bullet? You really think some 20-year-old figured all this out? Got past the Secret Service? Had three encrypted overseas bank accounts? Garbage. Nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. Somebody paid for it. And it doesn't mean they paid him. It could mean somebody brainwashed him. Ever heard of MK Ultra? If you haven't, look it up. Whatever it is, there are people behind it. And focusing on the level, the layer that they want us to focus on is wrong. They want us to be divided, so we kill each other and they sit back and make money. They sit back and get a kick out of it. It's not all about money. These people have all the money in the world. They have all the money in the world. Don't try to understand a psychopath who gets off by seeing kids die or seeing people kill each other. I don't understand that. None of you will either. Don't try because you won't get it. Just know that it exists. By the way, the dark web, that's what it is. Ever watch Squid Games? That's based on true stories. Ever heard of human hunting? That's real. Go watch the movie The Hunt, 2020. Speaks about a place called Manorgate. It's a fictitious movie, but it's not fictitious. But we'll keep that there. This, as Starlight says, was a public display to send a message to say, hey guys, if you think you're going to stand up and mess with our plans, think again. Now we have a choice. Do we stand down or do we stand up? I choose to stand up. I hope you do too. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. I ask you to share this video, share it far and wide, including to the people who celebrated the horrible actions of yesterday. If you're one of those people, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should look at yourself in the mirror. You should find where you have trauma in your life, and you should seek help to fix it. And I mean that with love and with all my heart. I choose to stand up. God bless you all. I will be live again soon. And may we all continue to pray for his family, because he's in a good place right now. But his family, it's tough. Thank you. See you soon.